All right, welcome to episode 111 of the Balance Period podcast, the show where we not only share our stories of growth, we also share the simple, sustainable self-care habits that we practice to help us make it from where we were to where we are today. I am one of your hosts, Recovery Ray.
And the Bald Sage. And today we have Indianapolis' very own Three Dope Souls. And I'm very excited to have them on today. It's funny, I was going through their profile today and it said empowering your inner goddess. And I really enjoyed that. So I'm excited to have them on today so they can tell us about what they have going on and share with us all their story.
And so, hello, ladies. How are you doing today? So yeah, you can go ahead do a brief introduction of who you all are and tell us a little bit more about Three Dope Souls.
Cool. So I'm Fallon.
I'm Noel.
And I'm Mira. And we're Three Dope Souls. So we are a high vibrational collective that empowers women to love themselves through self-care, holistically, of course. Mm-hmm. So all three of us are in the service industry in some way. I'm an esthetician here in Broderickville, so I do skincare, just, constantly touching people on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. And I'm a hairstylist, so, that's part of building up someone's self-esteem, just getting their hair together, whether it's just natural hair care or protective styles or fun styles, and touching people is just kind of what we do naturally. And Mira.
I'm a massage therapist. I've been a massage therapist for 20 years now. So again, always touching people, always in contact with women, and which leads us to our next point about talking to women and seeing like a deficit in self-love. And the self-care, they were using it just like on the surface, and we wanted to delve deeper, and that's why we created Three Dope Souls.
Awesome. Now, when did you all get started with Three Dope Souls?
January 1st this year.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like the official launch of it.
The official launch. Yes.
But it was more like October of last year, maybe even a little bit before that. We did a vision board party, early 2020, and it was small, it was quaint, but it was perfect, and we saw that, women were empowered, they were encouraging themselves and their peers in the moment, and we were like, we could really make a thing with this, and not only do what we do personally, but encourage each person to, love themselves and set goals for themselves and, empower and be inspired to another person.
No, that's awesome. So would you say when you guys came up with the idea was after the vision board party, or did you guys have a story of how you all met before?
How we all met before?
Mm-hmm.
So I actually met Mira 5 years ago.
It's been about
5 years ago. My first aesthetics job, she was a massage therapist that got brought on later. And she was kind of my saving grace within the company that we were working for. We were kind of like BFFs. It was a toxic work environment, I guess you could say. And I ended up actually leaving, and me and her continued to keep in contact. But even part of Three Dope Souls, we do yoni steaming. And this is something that Mira was talking about 5 years ago. So even how that's come full circle. And even how I met her. We met at a random house in Noblesville for a concert. And
somewhere I would have never been in my entire life.
And I honestly I couldn't even tell you whose house I was at, because I just was there. And, complimented her. She had her hair braided and stuff like that. So, we exchanged information, but we didn't even end up hanging out until, 2 years later? So, Mira, I met her 5 years ago, and now she's in this space, and I met her 2 years ago, it's been 2 years, but 2 years before we circled back around and came together. And so we all just kind of came back together at the same time, and we're all doing something that has to do with touching
And then we just noticed that after that vision board party, the conversations that we were having amongst ourselves, that we had something to offer to other people, as a collective. Because, well, I'm 17 years older than these girls, so I kind of like, I kind of play, well, they call me auntie. So I'm like, that's kind of my role, like, period, in life, right? I'm auntie. I've, through experiences in life and through reading and research and just things that I'm interested in, I consider myself to be wise, and I gave these gems to my girls, and they give those back to me. These are some very mature, spiritual, beautiful women that have something to offer to other women, and that was the attraction and the driving force behind Three Dope Souls, is that we felt like we had something to offer to help empower other women through our conversations.
I think
go
what
ahead.
brought it together was the first self-care class that we did. This from us all in the conversations we were having, we all pick each other up in different areas. And so we decided to host the self-care class on the 6 pillars of self-love. And we were so nervous. We had no idea what we were doing. But we were like, let's just do it. We know what we're talking about. This is stuff we do on a daily basis. So we split the pillars up on ones that, maybe necessarily weren't our strongest pillar, but something that we also knew we needed to work on. And we hosted a class. We ended up having nine girls the first time? 9 women? Six women the first one. And I think that's really where, after that, we were like, okay, this is a thing. This is a thing. We're Three Dope Souls, and we're going to do it. So that's kind of where it really blossomed for me.
That's dope. That's awesome. Well, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you all for recognizing that you had something valuable to give and actually executed on that and creating Three Dope Souls. The world needs more of that. So thank you for all that you all do. You just mentioned, you said there's 6 pillars of self-care. Now, our whole brand is centered around simple, sustainable self-care. And I personally haven't heard of these 6 pillars. Now, I might have in different spaces, but never together. So can you all take a moment just to share what those 6 pillars are?
So in these workshops that we have launched, I talk about spiritual and physical self-care, and
I do emotional and no, I don't. I do mental and practical self-care.
And then I cover social and emotional care. And it's really just diving deep into what each of those look like in different settings, different tones, and how you can become more in control of yourself in those moments, in those feelings, prepping for your body, whatever that looks like. So yes.
That's awesome.
On all 6 of them, they all come together and create that perfect balance. So, period.
There we go.
That breaks it down into a more an easier way an easier approach to life, period. Instead of just like, so when you say self-love or self-care, there's this big broad thing that kind of intimidates a lot of people. So breaking it down into 6 pillars, it's just like kind of an outline as to how you can go throughout life, go throughout your day, and add these pillars to each day.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Which is definitely valuable. Sometimes it can be overwhelming for some people to see self-care and be like, I can't do it because it kind of appears to be so big. But thank you for you all reshaping our perspective to where we're able to absorb it and actually implement it into our lives in a more effective way.
Well, I think that being 47, I think that this generation has a really good opportunity as far as loving themselves. This wasn't something that was just like talked about or like easily recognizable as I was coming up. This is like something new, like that is being like, you see it everywhere now. Self-love, self-care, self-love, self-care. And I think it's amazing. And I definitely wanted to be a part of that. And our conversations all led to that. So it like to be able to go through life and actually have these self-love feelings for yourself and like purposefully taking care of yourself, that's something that you guys are like really blessed to be like to have that enforced, you know, because that is new. I don't know how it's new, but it's a new thing.
Right.
Like we're getting back.
So,
Yeah.
go ahead. I was saying, so earlier you had said that who was the hairstylist? Yes. So I remember after you went, you all were talking about how you noticed that women were very surface level about self-care. And so what were some of the kind of ways you identified that, in case we have any young ladies watching who might not even realize that they're not showing themselves this kind of self-care that can help them be the best version of themselves?
Okay, to break from a hairstylist standpoint, I worked in the hair extensions industry. I did that for 6 years. Really in the e-commerce side, selling and, you know, supplying it to customers. To turn over and do natural hair care, I don't even touch a track ever again. But, you know, I may do braids or protective styles like that, but seeing those two different lifestyles, one, a woman will be married for 30 years and her husband has never seen her scalp. Mm-hmm. That is not normal. That is something that is artificial, that is put and made as a necessity to all the women. Granted, some people do it as like a fun, I want to switch my look, blah, 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 but there are people that get attached to that mentally and emotionally, and then they're physically harming themselves and losing their hair and not taking care of who they are naturally. You know, I do a lot of children's hair at this time, and it's really cool to, you know, nurture them, but we're trying to do something that is boosting the self-esteem without the thought of the strain. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really interesting to see people spend their last dollar with a company that could care less if they cared about themselves to throw something on that doesn't look like them.
Oh, definitely.
So,
no, that was perfect. Thank you. I appreciate you all for doing that. And then just so even being aware that that's a thing, like just being aware that you were able to see those two different sides of life. Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, even in I do skin. So these girls will spend hundreds of dollars on makeup, but they won't come in here and spend $50 to get their skin corrected. So, you know, even that, just having conversations, encouraging women to wake up every day and talk nice to themselves in the mirror. Like, you are more than your acne. You are more than that. People aren't seeing that. People are seeing your big, beautiful eyelashes and your big smile. And so that's something that I noticed, just like, wow, how can I encourage people to really love who they're seeing in the mirror and take away what society has said is beautiful and show them that you can walk around without makeup and be beautiful. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times the makeup is what's causing the acne. So it's like, how do you reverse it? Yeah, how do you get them out of this mindset of I'm so ugly, I have to cover this up, to I need to stop putting this on so my skin can heal and I can have my natural beauty flourish. You know what I mean? So.
And back to what we push a holistic self-care, self-love regimen. As a massage therapist, somebody will come in with a sore shoulder, but they're not paying attention to their mind, body, and spirit. Like, it's all a part. Like, you can have a sore shoulder because you're experiencing grief that you won't let go of. Or it's delving deeper again into that self-love, that self-care, like the very core of you. Not just the surface things, not like massage therapy as a luxury, but massage therapy as a way of self-care, as a way of releasing the weak. You know what I mean? Like we go through. Everybody is like in a do. We're so much into a do society. Everything is do instead of just allowing yourself a moment to just be. And to have that time intentionally set to just be, and allowing yourself to take care of yourself, and that's what we are branding ourselves as. Just a hub, a place, a safe place to just be.
Awesome.
So now that you all have dove a little bit deeper into what you all do and what has got you to where you are today, can each one of you, I know each one of you said that you had different focuses within those 6 pillars of self-care. Can you offer up one habit that goes along with each of those pillars that people can begin to practice to help them cultivate that self-care and self-love that you all have described?
Absolutely. Well, I have spiritual. I tackle spiritual and physical in our workshops. So one thing that I'll do is I have a morning routine where I just sit and meditate. I think that morning rituals for everybody is like paramount. Like it's a huge thing to just set your intentions for the day, get in touch with source, get in touch with spirit, have your goals set for the day, and just give yourself a moment before you get out there and start doing. As far as physical, everybody says the exercise and all that. Yeah, I'm into it, okay, but my physical would be more like taking time to wash my hair or put my products in, like just softly, and not instead of snatching myself in the morning, I take the time to put my products on and take time to shower and say my affirmations as I'm getting ready. So those would be some things that really drive my day and put me in a higher vibration on a day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So my biggest one was definitely the mental, creating a mental gym for yourself. You know, we all have our physical routines that we do, whether it's go to the gym daily, get our massages, get our nails done. But what are you doing mentally? What's your mental routine? So making sure that you're waking up and however that looks for you. Mine is I wake up, I like to make my tea, I sit down, I meditate, I say my affirmations, I stretch, and then I normally go work out. But my mental gym is, you know, that first little part, drinking my tea, writing down my affirmations, writing my 3 things I'm grateful for, like however that looks for you. Making your bed, even just making your bed in the morning is you're completing a task first thing. You get out of your bed, you make it. That's something you've completed and you've only been up for 2 minutes. You know what I mean? But doing that is going to set the pace for your whole entire day, because now you're going to come home to what? A bed that's made. That is so much more welcoming than one that's messy and just all over the place. And then as far as like practical, your practical self-care is really using your resources. We're doers, we go, but sometimes utilizing other people that can help with organization within your day. So whether it's hiring someone to come clean your house, or hiring someone to help you build your website, that practical stuff is things that are going to make your life flow easier. I'm really bad about not using my resources. I hate asking for help. I hate it. It's like, but I have literally, they can tell you, like, I hate doing it, but it is something that I've really had to focus on. And as I have started focusing on that practical stuff and asking people to help me, whether it's, can you help me fold my towels, my spa towels, like, that has made my day so much easier. That has alleviated stress, and now I can focus on other things that are like my strong suit. So that would be my 2 for the mental and the practical.
Awesome.
We were like,
Okay. So I cover social and emotional. Something that I encourage for like social care is, we can just talk about social media. Everyone follows who they want to follow, you like what you want to like, whatever. But in that, your social, integrity affects your mental space. So if you are just aimlessly looking at things that make you compare yourself or cause you to get out of your element or think about things that you worked on not practicing anymore, just kind of looking at it like how you socially present yourself as well as what you choose to absorb from your social aspect, even going places. I know things are a little funny right now, but, being mindful of the people and places you choose to put yourself around if you know it's always going to end up a certain way, or you are always going to end up a certain way, like you have that choice to have that discernment and say, you know what, I enjoy you, I love you, but I'm not going out with you, or I'm not participating in that. Including, I'm not following you because you're a negative speaker or whatever that looks like. And then on the emotional side, I'm a very emotional person, but I encourage people to choose how you want to react to things. Like being mindful of, okay, if you're driving and someone cuts you off, you could easily regurgitate every cuss word that you want and call them all names because they cut you off and you guys are all in one lane, whatever. But you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what they're experiencing. So you have to choose to, oh, he's in a rush to go drop his daughter off at school. Let me just pipe down and just be calm. Because if not, you are starting a ripple effect that you don't even realize is there that will come back to you. So emotionally being calm and less reactive and just checking your vibe. Check your own temperature. Everybody's doing it now. Check your own.
Awesome. That's perfect. I know I have to check myself when I'm driving. That's like one of the only places that I really get emotional. I would say like on the basketball court and driving. Like I find myself doing what you said. I'd be like, you were. Well, hold on, one moment.
Okay, especially with
It's
all
okay.
the plates.
All the new
When they drive,
Right.
and then when they drive by, you're like, oh, you got a new car.
So yes, thank you for all of those very practical, very simple ways that people can begin to incorporate self-care into their routines because it is so valuable and so important. Thank you all.
We did too. Just a fun fact. We did create we created a journal actually. So it's a 30-day journal on the 6 pillars of self-care. You spend, is it 3 days each? Or 5 days? You spend 5 days on each pillar. So that's something we have.
Awesome. Yeah, we will definitely make sure that we have a link to you all's site to where people can check that out, connected to the episode for sure.
I did. Okay. What's up?
Well, yeah, Nick, do you have any more questions? I have one more to finish out with if you don't have any.
Oh, no, you got it, man. I do not.
Okay, so this is a question that we've liked to ask our last few guests. But if you all could take a moment just to share the 3 words that you would use to describe the relationship that you have with yourself.
3 words that you have with yourself.
Yo.
Patience, understanding, and loving with myself.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Gentle, forgiving, and I want to say like continuously growing, but I don't know how to put that in a word. There's my 3.
It counts. You're good.
It was 2, but whatever.
I would say loving, gentle, and expansive because it is ever changing and ever growing. I try to get a different understanding, a better understanding of myself daily.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely opportunities to do that on a daily basis if we so choose to pay attention to those opportunities that we get. All right. Well, thank you all. Thank you all so much for being on today, all the insight that you were able to share. We're now just going to give you the space to give everyone listening an opportunity to get in contact with you, to get in touch with what you're working on. Go ahead and plug everything that you want our listeners to pay attention to of yours.
All right. Noel, you can follow me on Instagram. It's by Noel. Of course, all of us on Instagram at 3 Dope Souls. On there, you are able to book with the 3 Dope Soul Young Steaming that we mentioned earlier. If you don't know about it, please visit our website. There's a little excerpt on there. And then, yeah, I'm booked as far as hair. So Catch me at the little studio on Tuesdays, and I'll steam your yoni.
And Fallon, so you can find me on Instagram at Fallon's Little Studio. I'm also pretty booked, but I have some July appointments. Please come if you need any skincare, anything. And then as far as the yoni steams are within the little studio. So you can find the little studio in Broad Ripple. It is right on Broad Ripple Avenue. It's in the same building as Insomnia Cookies. So if you look at Insomnia Cookies, their doors are purple. You got some yellow doors, and then you have red doors. We're in the red doors.
Gotcha.
So, and then if you go to Three Dope Souls as well on Instagram, our website is on there for any of our self-care products as well. We sell all sorts of stuff. I'm gonna let her talk about that though, because that's good.
Or you can find me at More Life Plus on Instagram. That's my massage therapy page, and also at Three Dope Souls. You can find our self-care products that you like you said. There's our website. Our link is on there. The self-care products that we sell, we have beautiful candles that we've created. We have our self-care journal. We have yoni oil, yoni steams, yoni fresh up. This is really, like I said, about feminine energy, feminine self-care. You can find several different products on our website, and several more to come. We're looking for some big growth in the next couple months. We're very excited about it, and just keep in touch with us. You'll get some insights as to how you can connect with your inner goddess, connect with your feminine energy. You'll just get a lot of information from our Instagram page.
And this is
Perfect.
This is for men too. Like some of this stuff is for men too. I don't want men to be like, oh, we can't do anything with Three Dope Souls.
No, you can't have the divine feminine without the divine
Exactly.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna mention that, like when you all talk about feminine energy. Yeah, like it's for men too. It's for us too. Yeah,
the balance.
for sure. Well, yeah. Well, thank you once again. Thank you everyone who tuned in to today's episode. We appreciate your time and attention spending some of that with us today. As you know, we are here to share stories of growth, stories of triumph, stories of creation, so that you can continue to learn, continue to grow, and be the best emotionally intelligent example you can be. Nick, is there any other thing you would like to add to today's episode?
As always, you are already whole, and every moment of every day, you get to choose how you enjoy the rest of your amazing journey.
Yes.
Exactly. There we go. Get the snaps going. All right. Well, this is all we have for you today. We look forward to bringing you another sensational story next week on the Balance Period podcast. Peace.
Later.